Good morning and welcome to this beautiful Sunday. A little chilly here in the Pacific Northwest. And I am happy to see everybody here today. And hello to all our viewers that are live streaming from our different platforms and visiting us. Go ahead and put something in the chat and introduce yourself and let us know where you're from. So my gratitude today, I like that Dr. Andrea does the gratitude for the day on her Sunday talks, and so I'm going to keep with that tradition. Gratitude that I have for today is the breath that we breathe. So let's do that together just real quickly. Yeah, and that's a natural part of the rhythm of life, the breath. And so as we're going through our day, reminding ourselves to take that deep breath and know that that is such a gift from Spirit. If you're new here with us today, welcome. And before you leave, we do have a welcome packet for you at the back of the room. Ask one of our ushers to guide you to that, and we hope you'll introduce yourselves. Now let's turn it over to the band.
Well, good morning, everyone. Why don't you, if you're here with us today, stand up. Let's sing into this day. I am blessed. Blessed for this breath that we have, this life that we have. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning, or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am free. I am free. I am free. Every day of my life, I am free, 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 free. When I wake up in the morning, or I lay my head to rest, I am free. I am free. I am blessed. Let's sing it out. I am blessed. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed. Oh yes, I'm blessed. When I wake up in the morning, or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. 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 One more time. I am blessed. I am blessed. Well, take a minute to greet one of those neighbors out there. If you're out on social media, say hello. Hello, hello. come here.
Good morning, all you beautiful souls. Good morning. My name is Kat. I'll be your practitioner for today, and I'd love for you to join me in an opening prayer. Join me in knowing that there is only one divine presence, breathing the love and the light and the joy into every soul here and every soul in this world, virtual or physical. We are all one with that love, with that joy, with that light, breathing in the divine presence and breathing out divine works with every thought, with every action, with every word. We are divine beings on this planet. And through our connection to the divine, to the wonderful light and love and joy that it provides, we are at peace with who we are, with where we are, with what we are doing, and with this world. We see the divine in all around us, and we say thank you, Spirit, for this connection, this love, and this joy in our lives, and for each other. And we release these words knowing that they are so, and so it is.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me.
How about that? How about the band? Thank you so much, Amber and the band. Beautiful prayer. Thank you, Kat. And a special thank you for our tech team. Come on. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't do this. We couldn't do live stream without them, so thank you so much. Well, I'm honored to be here today especially to give Dr. Andrea a well-deserved time away from us so she can spend some time with her family. She's very well missed, but I think it's great to have that downtime. And this time of the year is part of that downtime for so many of us because it's darker, it's quieter, and we have an opportunity to really go within. You know, I have to tell you something, and it's, you know, a little bit of vulnerability. Man, I had a week, you know? Have you ever had one of those? Like one of those weeks where you're just like, really? Yeah, right? So we just got back last week from being in San Diego, which is our previous home to Bellingham. And it was great for all intent and purposes, but there was, you know, kind of like a spiritual relapse. I kind of went into like this unplugged state for a little while. I was a little discombobulated. And, you know, we got to see family and friends, some family, you know. You know, I love them all, but some family, right? So, and we got back here, and it really was such a blessing as the plane was landing to really feel like we're home. And I didn't know I would feel that way. I thought I'd feel that way, and I hoped that I would, but to have that juxtaposition of the previous life that we lived, and then having this experience of Bellingham, really both Patty and I were taken aback by how wonderful it is to be home. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So when I was thinking about today, a story came to mind, and I don't even know, you know how you hear, like Kat was saying this morning, that one of Amber's songs was playing in her head when she woke up or something like that. And this story kept kind of coming to mind as I'm thinking about what I was going to share with you today. And, you know, before that, I'm on a time clock sometimes. I don't know if you are too, but I'm like, okay, Spirit, this would be the time to like download that talk you want me to have with these people. You know, like it's getting down to the 11th hour. And the only thing I had was this story. So it's a story that I once heard, and it's about a 5-year-old. And this little guy is in a family where the mom is pregnant and, you know, soon to have a baby. So this little 5-year-old starts saying, hey, you know, I need time alone with the baby. The baby's not even born yet, so they just didn't really pay much mind to it. Well, he was very persistent. Baby's born. Little 5-year-old, he continues to say, you know, I need to spend some quiet time alone with the baby. So the mom and dad finally sit him down and they say, okay, you know, they're curious. Why? I mean, the baby's brand new and he's 5. Can we leave him alone for a few minutes? I don't know. So they ask him, why do you need to spend time alone with the baby? And he looks at him and he says, because I'm forgetting God. I'm forgetting God. And so this little mouth of, you know, out of the mouths of babes, right? I'm forgetting God. So if I were to be honest with you, when I went to San Diego and then came back, I would tell you that I, too, forgot Universal Spirit for a moment. I got off my routine and my balance. And, you know, as somebody who is just short of becoming a minister, it's really important to be back as quickly as possible. And Dr. Andrea talked about that last week, remember, when she was saying, we forget, then we remember. We forget, then we remember. And the blessing of the spiritual walk for me is that I forget, but I remember a lot quicker than I used to. And it brought to mind this, what I want to talk about today, which is divine potentiality. And it's easy to think that divine potentiality is, let me see, like some magic kind of thing, when in fact it has kind of a process. And the process is forgetting and remembering. And the process is bondage and liberation. And I think it's best highlighted in Plato's allegory of the cave, right? In this allegory, he is talking to his brother, and he is telling him to imagine that we are prisoners in a cave, and we're shackled. And we have a shackle around our neck, so we can't see. We have no peripheral vision. The only thing we have before us is the cave, a blank, cold slate wall. And behind us is a fire. A small pony wall is between ourselves and the fire. And then there is a walkway in which all the illusionary magicians and artists and illusionists come and place their human objects on the wall. And because we can't move our heads, all we see is the reflection of the man-made fire that projects out the images that are set on the wall. And we all know those images. We live it. The images are, death, destruction, poverty, sadness, all those things. And as a prisoner, the prisoner doesn't have conscious choice at that moment, because he or she has lived so long in the state that they don't actually know that they are free. I know I have felt that way before. In fact, before I came to a spiritual life, I think that was the place that many of us probably were, where you're just believing the conditions of the world. Everything is activated by a sensation or a reaction to the environment in which we are living. Those people in line that we just get under our skin, right? Because they're projecting for us some sort of annoyance that we feel is the truth, not only of them, but of ourselves. So the allegory continues, and it moves into this idea that if we can only elevate ourselves beyond that blind certainty, that closed-mindedness that amounts to that imprisonment, and we can move instead to this idea of an innate freedom within us, something calling us forward to be more than we actually think that we can possibly be. And that's that divine potentiality. Spirit is always there, but our consciousness, and when we're plugged or unplugged, that is the ratio in which spirit can fill that space. So the prisoner goes ahead and departs. And here's the irony of it. Once the freedom aspect of consciousness is innately felt, then the prisoner knows he's free and the shackles fall away. The prisoner ends up going to the cave of the door, only to come and confront the steepest hill imaginable. So out of the darkness of the cave is the steep hill. And each of us has our own mountains to climb, don't we? Yeah. So he comes out, or she, and, I've been here before where got to get up to that top of that plateau of the hill, and it's calling me forward, and it feels like there's shale, rock, right? Little bits of shale, and you're moving your feet trying to get some traction, and all you're doing is staying in one place, right? And what I have learned in my life is that when I am there, it's a moment to just stop. Stop, catch the eddy, like a very good friend of mine says, who river rafts, catch that eddy and just wait for a moment. Because then we begin to realize that a hand is reaching down for us as we are reaching up for it. And our thrust forward in surrender is its ability to really elevate us to another level of consciousness. So the prisoner does this, rests and makes the final journey to the top of the hill. And at the top of the hill, there is this beautiful sun, that warmth of spirit, the aha moment, that moment where we know, hey, I'm not alone. There is something. And I remember, but yesterday when I was in my office writing, kind of my outline, I was, it was really like stormy. Remember? Yeah. And then there was like that, I don't know what it was really. It wasn't snow, but it was sleet. I'm new to the area, right? But then, there was some snow, sleet, something going on. And then boom, it was like this beautiful sun. And it was blind. We have these French doors, and it was blinding. So that's what happens in the allegory, and I think it happens for us too, is, the prisoner gets to the top of the mountain, and it's sunny, and it hasn't seen sun. And it blinds for a while. And then there's this discombobulation that happens. Like, what is it? Am I a prisoner or am I free? And we go through that whole kind of argument within ourselves. Then the acclimation happens, and we acclimate, and we know, and we feel, and we remember the aha, and we remember that moment that we were touched by something, by a person, by an event, by getting ourselves saved by something that we never thought we could get out of. And then there we are, remembering who we really are. And we're feeling that divine potentiality within ourselves. Then what happens, and I think this is the part of the spiritual path that there's an altruistic part about us. Don't we want to share what we have? I know I do. I like every time I feel this vision of the good and the whole and the complete and the essence and the energy of spirit, I want to just give that to everybody I know and those I don't know. And so the prisoner feels like, wow, I better go back in and see if I can get some of these other prisoners out. And so down into the depths we go, into the cave again. And this time, the man-made fire, which projects the illusions that we were talking about, blinds us. And we're like, oh, God, and we go, boom, right back into sort of unconsciousness. We're, in condition. We're all living by the conditions, the effects, rather than the part of us that is the creating part, the part that is the divine part, the part of us that is that divine potentiality. When I looked it up in the dictionary, I was thinking, what does it mean? This topic came up. So divine potentiality, divine. Divine is of, from, like God. Potentiality, I thought, was really interesting. Latent qualities and abilities that may be developed and lead to future success and usefulness. Isn't that so true? Because every time we go through that cycle, from imprisonment to the departure to the return, we actually bring all of the abilities, skills that we have acquired, which is our divine potentiality, and we are able to re-plug into that at a higher level. So this process isn't just a process that's continuous without having a outcome that is a rising of our own consciousness. We don't go back to the cave the way that we left the cave. It really is this idea that Ernest Holmes talks about, that we are in a spiral of life, always upward and onward we flow. And we reach different dimensions of being. And each of these different dimensions has with it that aspect of going from from imprisonment to liberation. And so when we're in a problem, maybe next time in our lives, there's an opportunity there to say, this is the allegory of the cave for the moment, but I know the truth of who and what I really am. Yeah. I know you've all heard this from Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, and he says to us, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And it's interesting how something so ancient in terms of a phrase can continuously bring us forward to this idea. There's something in us, it knows. There's something in us that sees. There's something in us, in our gut, in our heart, that sometimes is unconscious, but it's still there. I think that something is our divine potentiality. And I think that it is putting us in every situation in our conditioned life to remember and remind us of our true nature, that we truly are divine, that we come from something that is so unexplainable that it's hard for us to remember. So situations in our lives are kind of like the spirit nudge that pushes us to wake up, wake up, wake up and remember. And so, for me, this allegory really played hard on my psyche, being back home, coming back to Bellingham, and being in this idea of returning to my center and replugging in with who and what I really am. And as the plane was coming down, I was thinking about Ernest Holmes and a quote that I really love from him that might be even better than the spiritual experience versus spiritual beingness, because it's so profound. And he says to us, we are fourth dimensional beings having a three-dimensional experience. And that hits me hard because it reminds me to remember, right? When things are not exactly the way that I want them to be. I think it's also important to remember this time of the year, because right here and right now, we are in the 12th month of the calendar year. And this month is chock full of divine potentiality. It's easy to say, well, it's Christmas. We've heard that eons. And the limelight on Christianity has been quite bright, which is great and wonderful, but it's a piece of something. It's a sum of a greater total. And the sum of the greater total is that the truth is that this is not only a Christian time period of introspection and maybe even going in the cave of oneself and the cave of the heart. It is also Jewish. It's also Muslim and Buddhist and pagans and Zoroastrians and even Hindu. This month is chocked full of every one of the religions that we call spiritual teachings in the universe, is all culminating right here and right now. It's like a condensation of something very, very powerful. And it's an opportunity that I would want to extend to us today to remember that little 5-year-old. and ask ourselves right here and right now, knowing that this is a dynamic time. Not that I might be forgetting God, but what can I do in my practice? What are some small additions that I can add to my practice to remember and to come into a fuller expression of spirit being at the center point of our lives? And so one of the awarenesses that I've come to understand is that our divine potentiality it's relatively not known and maybe not even accepted to a certain extent. And yet, by identifying that, our divinity, and hanging on to that as a truth, we are unleashing a potentiality that isn't a heaven somewhere outside of this plane, isn't a place that we're going, but a place that we are, where heaven is within us right here and right now on this planet. And it gives us and calls us forward to a new way of recognizing that the cave wall of conditions that have hypnotized us cannot lead us away from this idea. Because if I'm divine right here and right now, I have that potentiality, that latent ability right here and now. I can add value to every single situation that I'm in, and even to the situations that plague our planet Earth. Situations such as poverty, situations such as the idea of the climate and Mother Earth, situations like domestic abuse situations, inclusivity, things like that, like finding that potentiality. What has Spirit been training me to do? And then taking that and thinking right here and right now, this communal effect of every single religion is happening right here and right now, spending this month to really go within. And then coming out of that dormancy state to step forward into some activity that I can use, that I was made to use on this planet at this time, so that I can show what divine potentiality truly is, because it's an activity too. So these are the things that I'd like to leave you with today. And around this Plato's allegory of the cave, it's a pretty powerful story. And if you haven't read it lately, I recommend you do. And if you are modern like I am, I love Matrix, because the Matrix, the movie, will play this allegory for you in a very modern way. So any Matrix fans out there? Yeah, okay. So I watched it last night, and it was quite the reminder of this idea. And I think that the story reveals so many relevant things. You'll find your own things through my talk and through maybe reading the allegory of the cave or watching The Matrix. But I think the most important thing is this idea of the cycle of bondage and liberation. We're moving through it, and understanding as we're moving through the next challenge, it's just the next growth phase. And then the next one will happen, and the next one will happen, and we will grow, and we will aspire to be more than we were before. And we do this in this community for sure. All here, all together, all the time. So how about we do a little prayer together now? Yeah. Just want to thank everyone for their presence here today, and so blessed. Yes. There is something so magnificent happening. There is an element of wondrous activity. One life, living, breathing, being, expressing, pulsating, creating. This divine one lives in me, and it lives in each person here today. Each person on the internet and beyond. Every single sentient being. And I know that this one is an absolute liberation, the absolute potentiality for each of us in its own way and in our own way. We are designed in such a way that even our fingerprints are unique. We are one in one thing, spirit, an individual in our expression. And I welcome that individuality, that expression, because it is the very elixir that can wash over all of the conditioned thoughts that we may carry and bring forward blessings, peace, and love for all. I'm so grateful for this, and I'm grateful for this time spent just sharing a little bit about me and maybe a little bit about you. And we come into this place in gratitude and thanksgiving, and we come away from this knowing that we are guided, we are whole, we are complete today and forever. So I release this, and I know that it is good, and I just simply say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So we have the ushers coming forward for our offertory time. Thank you.
We'll do a little singing while we do it.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All of my life, all of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yes, all of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Right. So we need just a little more of your attention as I'm going to pivot now and go into our announcements. So today we have our men's group meeting. This is both Zoom and in person, and it's led by Philip Flores, and it meets here in the back room. And that is today at noon, and it meets once a month for future times. Okay. So before I continue, I do want to say, for any of these announcements, or if you miss what I've said, all of this can be found on csl-bellingham.org. We also have next week, which is December 19th. Join us for our Women's Circle. And go ahead and stand up here for us, Andrea Wood. See Andrea next Sunday. If you identify yourself as a woman, you are more than welcome to attend. That meets the third Sunday of the month. December 19th is next Sunday, so please do join her, Dr. Andrea, and if you do have any questions, you can email Dr. Andrea at info@cslbellingham.org, and they're asking us if we attend in December, that it is a ritual month, like I had sort of alluded to. And if you plan to attend, please bring a dearly loved and ready to be released item as a giveaway. So be surprised, because I'm not sure what that means. Okay, I'm going to be teaching a class, so I'm going to take a moment to shout my own blow my own horn or something like that. So I'm going to be teaching a class, Spiritual Practices and Principles and Practices. It's a 5-week class, and we just concluded a foundations class that was phenomenal. And many of the students were super interested in taking the things we learned and bringing them into a deeper level. And we're going to do that around different spiritual practices, such as meditation, contemplation, developing treatments, which is our form of affirmative prayer. This is the book you'll need for that class. It starts Wednesday, January 5th. It's taught by Zina, Kacha, that's me, just in case. Okay. And we're going to meet from 6 to 8:30 p.m. So if you are interested, you can actually register online at csl-bellingham.org. On the homepage, you can finally do a online registration. Thank you. Okay, so we have a lot of activities happening, obviously, because this is the month to have lots of stuff going on. And Winter Solstice service is going to be December 21st at 7 p.m. Okay, this year's Winter Solstice celebration will be a hybrid happening. And the event will include poetry, story, and inspiration for the new year. It starts at 7 p.m., followed by, if you are online watching or joining, have a candle. And if you're here at the sanctuary, bring a candle. We'll have a candle lighting ceremony. And then we'll go ahead and close. Afterwards, we're going to go to the meadow, which a mysterious place I've never been. Oh, here. Yes, that mysterious place right out here. And we're going to gather for about 30 minutes with a beautiful fire. Yes, okay. Let's see, Christmas Eve candle lighting. Gosh, Dr. Andrea does this every Sunday. Not this, but this right here, telling you guys all about all this stuff. And I know it's a lot. Thank you for your attention. So Christmas Eve candle lighting service. This is going to be December 24th, which is the time of the year for that. 7 p.m., December 24th, Christmas Eve candle lighting service. And then for any of you who'd like to join the World Peace Meditation, this is an annual all-faith, interfaith meditation that happens worldwide. Our lovely Rana Biggs, practitioner Rana Biggs, is going to be leading us in person with offerings of prayer, meditation, and gratitude. It's at 4 a.m., so just stay up. I mean, come on. And then come over here and let's support Rana Biggs, because she's awesome, and she's getting up at 4. I mean, come on. Okay, so that's really about all I have, except for one last thing, which is the CSL spiritual practices. We want to remind you that you can start your day at 7 a.m. with a practitioner prayer, and it's like a supersonic 5-minute thing that just like charges your day for prayer to bring you into centering and then going off into your day. That is Monday through Friday. Also, I want to acknowledge Kat right here. Stand up, Kat. We have the gratitude that she does Monday through Friday, 8:45. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. 8:45 p.m. It's a 5 to 10 minute prayer, and she does that again Monday through Friday. All of this is available by joining online. There's a link available on our website, csl-bellingham.org. That's all the announcements I have for today. Thank you so much.
All right, well, let's sing out into this day together, everybody. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new, and don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. All is well, all is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am love and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Sing it out. All is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. Let's sing all is well, all is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. All is well and unfolding as it should. All is well. We're so happy you were here today. We'll see you again next week.